Hey y'all, it's your girl Cass. Welcome to my page, my channel, Abundant Rise. Um, see, I didn't speak on the last topic that went viral because it was just like it was a mask anyways, right? But I feel like this shit with KS has been getting a little, not even little, it's out of hand. It is out of hand. And I think too much energy is being given to it instead of seeing things for what it is. I'm going to just say this. Listen, I don't know the man for nothing. And I don't watch his shit at all. I've only seen clips of it. So obviously the clips that they highlighted was never positive. But I'm sure like any entity, he definitely said some truth. But also said some extra shit that probably wasn't necessary, if you get what I'm saying, okay? And that's even from the entities that may be who's just doing negative shit, but that's also a role that everybody has to, like, play with, okay? So at the end of the day, one thing's first. You never die for real, okay? He's still very much in spirit, okay? Let's get that out the way. The negative clips only mostly truth and extra for views. Like at the end, like I said, I can't speak on a man, so this is why I have like I have a non-biased stand of view, because at the end of the day, like I said, I'm pretty sure he said some valid, good things, but I also believe that he said some extra shit that didn't need to be said. You know what I mean? It's just like sometimes he was just matching energy or trying to boast or trying to, and it's just like, if you so this or you're doing a job, it's just like you should do better at the end of the day. So let me just revert back to, I don't do rest in peace, none of that shit, because I don't believe death. I don't look at death the same way people do on a spiritual level. So how y'all taking it, oh, y'all wish death on this man. First of all, when it's your time, it's your time. It's based on your vibration, okay? Forget who he is, what he do, all that shit. Let's just speak on energy for what it is, right? Because energy don't give a fuck about how none of y'all feel. Real shit. How none of y'all feel. Energy don't. It's just like when it comes to like genocide, right? You could be like, oh, how, for religious people, how did God let this happen? It's a vibration at the end of the fucking day, bro. So, and people are comparing him to white people, rappers, pedophiles. I done seen all types of fucking shit the last couple of risings. And it's just like, hold up, wait a minute. Because I can only speak for self. Again, I don't know the man. I did not watch his shit. None of it. So I'm not going to speak negatively or positively. I don't have any emotional bias when it comes to this. Because what works for you is going to work for you. And some of people put themselves in the position like y'all didn't know the man and how he operate. Y'all put yourselves in that position at the end of the fucking day. So whatever he was coming, don't act like you don't know who people are. This is what I mean. Like, even when I'm talking to you right now, don't act like you don't know who I am, bro. Y'all done see me on several occasions. I can get rowdy. I can get emotional. I could be this. I could be that. I'm in all multifacets. But it's the intent. For me, however, whenever I come on here, it's to empower, uplift, heal. And it comes from my heart. You need to find the source of where shit comes from when people are speaking. That's discernment, okay? Because even if I get rowdy or passionate, you should know that I'm only getting this passionate because I care, okay? Not because I feel a way, or it's because I'm passionate about what I'm talking about. But the source of where that energy comes from and the intent always comes from a good place and a positive place. Understand or overstand, okay? But I just really want to get this out too. So spiritually, he's not dead. He's still very much alive, and I'm pretty sure he'll be reincarnated, because when you don't learn your lesson, you're going to come back at the end of the day. That's just what it is. Or you have a bigger project to do, okay? So when it comes to, we have to look at the source and the vibration. It's not just one thing that made him go out. Vibrations do matter, if you get what I'm saying. So how you talking, the source of where it's coming from, is it coming from a positive place? Are you really trying to help and heal the people, or are you just being problematic?
Peace, peace. Peace, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah.
like, I've just been seeing so much things, and it's just like, I think we need to, because for me, again, I don't know what it means, but the
Exactly.
first thing that popped into this space in this area in my brain was like, okay, divine feminine. And I
Exactly.
seen other women saying the same thing, and I was just like, oh, okay, so this is just alignment. Because at the end of the day, we could talk about the white people, but they have their roles, so it's different. We could talk about their rappers. That's the culture. That's the industry. Different. But you have to think about his role, which was to help the melanated people, apparently, right?
Exactly.
His
Yeah.
position and how it was being done. Because what I also say is, he had great influence on the masses, okay? And what I
Exactly.
say
Got a
about
million
power,
subscribers.
with
Yeah.
great power come
Mm-hmm.
great responsibility. And how you use it, you gonna deal with the consequences.
Oh yeah. Exactly. Yeah, karma is everything. You gotta watch what energy you putting out. And yeah, like, and I realized certain women kept calling in, like, yo, he should have been canceled if this movement, like, he wouldn't have had a million subscribers if these women did not call in. You know what I'm
It's just
saying?
like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, y'all set yourselves up, and now y'all was still putting yourself in this position for him to continue to do this shit.
Yeah,
Cause so
you
y'all need
putting
to understand your roles too. I'm never gonna just point the finger at one person. It's always duality with me. It's him and
exactly.
it's y'all too. Y'all, it's just like when it comes to the rappers, same shit. It's y'all
Mhm.
too. You can point the
Accountability.
finger at them and what they doing, but y'all the one who's listening in. Y'all the one who's busting in, like blasting these music. What are we talking about?
Accountability,
Again,
man. Yeah.
energy, okay?
Hmm.
Because I'm sick of, like, there's gonna be multiple. You can always pick. That's the thing. I don't pick and choose.
Exactly.
I don't pick and choose. If I know that something's not for me, I don't listen to their music. The people, you can call up white people. I don't got no issues with white people. I don't operate in their culture, in their shit, because I'm here. I don't listen
Exactly.
to rap. I would like I said, I never even tuned in on one of his shit before. You
Yeah,
understand
like
what I'm saying? Why would
using
I see something being portrayed in the media that I don't like, don't see it as a benefit, and tune in? Make it make sense.
exactly.
You
Like
guys
why would
are
I
the
see
reason that these things
low
happen at
vibration?
the end of the day.
Exactly. They kept feeding into him, and y'all just giving him, their energy. Like why you giving him somebody energy that you don't even agree with? You just wasting your energy, and like why you holding, like, nah, like I can never hate nobody I don't know. First of all, I could get an image. He painted a picture of who he possibly could be, but I don't know this man. Like why would y'all give that energy of hate? F Kevin Sent. Like I don't know this man. Like that's unnecessary. Like nah. Like he's accountable, and like he just spread the message of being accountable. And yeah, like we gotta be
So he had to be
accountable.
accountable for the things
Exactly.
that he
We
was
have to
doing
be
at the end
accountable.
of the day.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
and it's multiple things. It's not just the fact that how he was speaking, the source of where it came from, spiritually, physically, bruh, he had the work to do. People
Oh
told
yeah.
me like he was drinking Red
Exactly.
Bulls after. First
He
of
was
all,
off. His chakras, you know what I'm saying? Like he
I don't
wasn't a
even
brother I
again,
took
I don't
advice because
even know the
he didn't
man.
talk about a
I
lot.
don't even know how he
Exactly.
died. Apparently, it was a heart attack or whatever. But people
It
was
was
like, "Well,
cardiac arrest.
it was the
Yeah.
Red Bulls. It wasn't divine feminine." Bro, you don't know. At the end of the day, we're in a very spiritual time right now. So y'all have to be saying that you guys think, "Oh, it's this or that or that." First of all, another thing I want to say,
Mm-hmm.
just because we point something out. So, for example, I totally agree. It was the divine feminine. That was my intuition. Y'all may
Yeah.
think it's just like, okay, it was physical. Bruh, it's nothing. You are multidimensional. It's never just one thing about you.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay? So for me, I'm thinking about energy, the times that we're in right now. the transition that we're going through right now, and who's aiding and abetting in either being the opposition or with it, or with it. You gonna pay for what you gonna pay for, and it's also something called divine timing. Okay.
Oh,
So
5/5 is a portal day. You know what I'm saying? You know,
it's
that's a
called
portal
divine
day.
timing for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So to be like, oh, somebody made this happen, bro, it happened for him because that was his time at the end of the day. And to be like, just because spiritual women or whoever, first of all, there's a difference. If you are celebrating, I don't know what you say. I mean, there's nothing wrong with celebrating, because at the end of the day, in other cultures, people celebrate that. Okay?
Exactly. That's what, like, the idea of the funeral is celebration of their life. But people doing the opposite. They putting smut on his name. Like, yo, this is correct. Like, nah, you should never celebrate someone's death, but you should celebrate somebody's life that they
Their
lived. But
life.
I don't know. I
But
don't know the type of life that he lived.
do you see what I'm saying too? You know what I kept seeing is, regardless of he was why is there a regardless? So y'all already knew he was doing some fuck shit anyway. So what you should have been like, he was a great man and that's it. So the fact that you have to be, there's a but in there, don't act like you don't know what the fuck is going on. My thing is, I'm not a sugarcoater. I call shit for what it is. So if you wasn't that fucking great, like, at the end of the day, it's like, for example, any other person that's well known that died who really was about positive shit, bro, they're a legend at the end of the day. Nobody's gonna downfall it, like, you know what I mean? But then we have to, again, celebration, I don't care what people, if you are, again, it's the source of where that's coming from. Is this coming from a negative place that you're in celebration of this death? Then you're wrong. If you're just in like, oh, okay, well, because I'm the type of person, like, shit happens because that's happening. I'm like, again, for me, I'm like, that was just his vibration, and it was his time to go at the end of the day. If now I come out and be like, oh, I feel like it's divine feminine that took that place, y'all would just automatically put in your head that, oh, I'm celebrating that this. No, there's no correlation. It's a boom, boom. Like, you know, cause and effect. Y'all so emotional about this shit.
Emotional, energy, like, emotion. Emotional, man.
Y'all super emotional about this shit, and it's just like, for what? I don't even know the man to be emotional about nothing about it.
I don't know none of these celebrities, exactly. Like, I don't know. I didn't know Prince. Like, I love the energy that he brought in, his frequency. I didn't know Prince. I didn't know what Michael Jackson. Like, we don't know these people.
None of them.
You know what I'm saying?
So all this, I'm like, again, that was my intuition. Like, oh, divine feminine was just like, she's over this. Because at the end of the day, we have to look at his position. You came in as a person who was supposed to help or heal the community, the people.
He started the conversation. I think that's what I'm looking at, because, like, the conversation he was having consistently, like, all right, it's a lot I didn't agree with, but it's overall, like, yo, we should get this together. We should rebuild the foundation that's been stripped away from our people. We got to rebuild, like, and that's the overall thing we're saying. Like, we got to stop with this unrealistic stuff, and we got to rebuild. Like,
and it goes to, it's about the message and not the messenger.
Exactly. Like, the messenger, like, it was a different messenger. We don't have to like this messenger. Like, you know, religion, there's so many different messages, you know, in religion. But did you get the message, Eddie Griffin? Did you get the message? Okay. Did you get the message? Damn it! You know
but I also feel like if you're making yourself a person who's supposed to be like a guide, a healer, you're supposed to come from a place of love. That's been the constant thing. Every time I come on here, the constant thing is like, it should come from a place of love. Because some of this shit that he used to, you sound bitter. Like, it sounded like it came from a place of lack. You understand what I'm saying?
Through the voices, he wasn't like, he was low vibrational. He definitely had some healing to do. You know what I'm saying? I think we all do, but it's like, he had some healing to do.
But you have to be aware of that when you're on this, again, know your power. You have to do spiritual maintenance. Imagine me coming on here speaking on spiritual, and then I'm like, well, you were this or this or that because you don't know no better.
But guess what? Toxic sells. You know, the greatest, toxic sells, trauma sells. And we see a lot of shows, Snowfall, nothing but toxic trauma content. It's the most successful show on FX. Trauma sells. But when vice versa, like positive don't sell. I don't see, like myself. I don't get 100. I don't get 1,000 viewers of the positive conversation we having now, like about the
Oh,
frequency. We ain't supposed to, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. You know what I'm saying? But
oh.
yeah, trauma sells. Positive, obviously, nah. Like vibe equals tribe. Like so, my tribe will get it. And those that don't, just like Kevin Samuel, he had a fan base.
Mm-hmm.
They got it. Like I didn't care for it. I understood what he was saying. Cool. Like, yeah. Just move on. Like
And I'm
Bobby was trying.
pretty sure he really did help a lot of
Oh yeah,
people.
he
But
did. He
again,
actually did.
it's how you do things.
He
Okay?
didn't care.
Are
He
you
didn't care about
personally
how.
attack
Exactly.
people? Because if you're gonna put somebody down, because they're already coming from you from a place of lack at the end of the day, if they're coming for you to
Mm-hmm.
help. You know what I'm saying? So they're already down here. So if you're gonna put them down just to
Yeah.
try to build them back, you left them where the fuck they started from.
Exactly. And
Cause
the thing
like,
was, he wasn't always funky. I ain't trying to like, cause I watched like his complete content. I watched it, point A to B. Like he wasn't funky every episode. Like he wasn't a
mm-hmm,
funky nasty. He was not like he brought perspective. He brought some peaceful
mm-hmm.
energy. Some episodes, but it depended on the caller. Like if he asked direct questions, they was avoiding it. Like I'm getting frustrated. Frustration the only reason why people yell. People gotta understand that. If I'm frustrated, I might take a walk. Like, yo, where is he going? Like, is he good? No, he's frustrated.
And
And if
also,
you listen to
are you
comprehend,
able to what you're
mhm,
putting out receive in return?
exactly. That's the thing. Like, yeah, it's like, did his message really? Yeah, like,
Because
yeah,
it has to be reciprocation. Because if you're out here speaking, saying what, because I'm the type of person, the energy I bring out, I'm okay with whatever I get back. You understand what I'm
mm,
saying? Like I know what
I
I'm
know.
putting out, and I can
Same here.
handle the same shit and get it in return, and there's no hard feelings. And I'm okay with growth or being like, okay, well I was wrong, or I can grow for this and I could do better. But all
Yeah,
this trying to compare or pick and choose, this is what I mean. Y'all just want to pick and choose. And it's just
exactly.
like at the end of the day, I'm gonna bring it back to the energy because I feel like y'all get too emotional about this shit about da 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 da
Mhm.
da. Because again, I do feel like most of the negative clips was the one that went viral, and that's how he got his
Yeah,
following. Like you know what I mean? People love drama. I don't
yeah.
know why y'all love that shit, but people love drama. Like y'all don't
Crazy.
got your own shit going on in your own lives for real.
Crazy. I love positive energy. I want positive energy to become a trend on Twitter, not yeah. It's like exactly, but it will, it only happen in these communities right here. This vibe, this energy right here. It only happen here. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's where it's supposed to happen. Forget IG. Nah, it ain't, some of the energy. IG is toxic. Twitter is toxic. Ideally, ain't no positive message really getting pushed the highest. Like nah, the negative is, and that's the problem.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, our time will be cut off. We will everything. You get shadow banned. Is this the anything about that's truthful? It's gonna be like no, nipped in the butt because they don't want us to elevate. They don't want us to grow. They don't want us to come unified at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I do feel like this whole shit is getting blown out of proportion for real. Y'all
Facts.
giving this now no longer existing entity energy. But I
Yeah.
want people to actually use this as a learning experience at the end of the day. You don't have to necessarily like learn from other people's mistakes and what they're doing. Because
Exactly.
I also feel like because of how he was taking care of him physically, which is probably not that well, when you just drinking Red Bull, like how can
Exactly.
you even come from a place of love because you're not even thinking or feeling correctly?
Exactly. I dealt with people that they didn't get the best amount of sleep, like 4 hours of sleep. Like, nah, that's no way to function. Like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get called crazy like Kanye. They call him crazy. He probably only sleep 3 hours a day. Like, yeah, get your sleep, brother. This is like, yeah. You know what I'm
But there's
saying?
no way, like, you need to, if you have this much influence, again, the energy that you put out and the energy that you take is gonna be in great impact.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
So it's like you have to match energy at the end of the day because you're gonna get it regardless. And if you're not ready for it, it could possibly take you out. So
Exactly.
be aware of yourself, do that spiritual maintenance. Like, yeah, don't take things so personal, what people say, but then don't feed
I
into the
agree.
bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Not if it doesn't, like, y'all just be feeding into it, and then it becomes this bigger thing, and it's just like, well, how did it get here? And it's just like, but y'all feeding into this. I don't tune
Exactly.
in. I don't. I
Exactly. You
don't.
want to exactly. That's how. Yeah, people gotta. I shut out negative things. Like I shut out music. Like we talked about hip hop. Hip hop to me is always higher, infinite power, healing our people. If it ain't healing our people, it's hurting our people. That's not hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I never listened to DMX like that. I know the singles. I never finished the album because the toxic trauma energy, and I ain't listening to that. Nah, that's gonna cause me to do crazy things. You know, I ain't doing that. Nah, like even somewhat of Tupac's work. You know, some of it wasn't for me. You know, but
Right.
Dear Mama was. You know, certain records like Keep Your Head Up, that was. But that's hip hop. But you
Hmm.
know, yeah.
Definitely. But I'm just like, I'm just so, y'all need to, where focus goes, like Shakira loves to say, energy flows. Okay.
Mm.
So all this energy that he's getting or whatever, people need to redirect that energy and to make it something positive. Again, to be a learning and experience, to be, again, I also
Mm.
think like people are bringing it up. How are you gonna pinpoint and look at? Because for me, I don't do the music and none of that. I don't pick and choose. So it's not like, oh, I'm just pointing at Kevin Samuel for what the negative. No, I don't listen to all the other shit too. I don't tune into that. So you can't just pick him and just
Mhm.
make him an example as if you don't have many examples out there that is doing the same shit, if not more, on a regular basis.
Exactly. And yeah,
Be
like the thing
consistent.
is, we gotta be held accountable. I feel like we got too many yes men. Like some people, you tuning in, you could tell like they got yes men around them. Like yo, if you don't got people that say no, sometimes like you will never evolve. Like you will never, steel will never sharpen steel. I got people that will sharp. Like I got OGs that keep me on the swivel. Like yo, hey man, you gotta move better. What are you doing? Like
Hmm.
really, you waking up too late, man. Get your stuff together. Get like I got people that sharpen my steel, and I feel like we need that on all sides and to
We need
really
to hold each
grow.
other accountable.
Exactly, hold each
Because
other
for
accountable.
me, right now, based on what you're saying, right, you just made me think, go deeper. Because I'm thinking about, okay, who was around Kevin Samuels? Like, you know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
could watch him and not be like, okay, bro, like what's going on? Like why? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, granted, you can't tell nobody nothing at the end of the day. But you can
Exactly.
always, because I'm the type of person, I want people around me who can hold me accountable too. Because I know there's sometimes like, even though I do spiritual maintenance, right? I do the shadow work. I do the reflection, that I know there are sometimes that I may do things that I can't see. I mean, like,
Mm.
be able to see that part of myself that somebody may see, and then but who can love me enough to come to me and be like, hey, like I see you doing this way, and it's just like, I don't know what's happening there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you okay when these things happen? Like, what's making you do that, or what's making you talk like this? What's making you operating in this way, or feel like you need to even do that or resort to that manner? You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because people can be like, he would listen, if you were such a great person, who did you have in your circle to keep you accountable?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. We gotta. Yeah. Like someone saying something like, and like I said, there's a post I put up like, yeah, like if you mad at someone telling you the truth, like you should be even more mad at people that was telling you lies.
Mm.
Like, yo, I got a stain on my shirt. Like, yo, hey man, your shirt fly. Like, hey, don't lie to me. It's a big stain on my shirt. Like, you ain't gotta lie to me. Yo, oh, y'all didn't even tell me. You know? Yeah.
True. At the
Yeah,
end
people
of the
ain't telling
day,
the truth.
your shit is gonna stink sometime more than others. And we gonna
Right.
tell you, okay? Like,
Oh yeah.
hey, we need to clean that up a little bit. For
Oh yeah.
real.
Shit,
Because
shit gonna change until you get up and wash your ass, you know.
for
You
real.
know?
Real shit. Because it's like, it's unfortunate because especially when you have such a big platform, and you really
Yeah.
can make like a really big difference in the community and people's lives, and you could have been such a, like, you know what I mean. And it's just like, it's unfortunate that
Yeah.
people are looking you like this, because now it's just like, what's your efforts
Yeah.
really that impactful, and was it impactful in a good way or a negative way? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Because
He's
why are
an
so
OG.
many people like celebrating
Mm-hmm.
this if that's what they're doing? You know what I'm saying? Like they felt so deeply like you was just causing so much rift and mayhem. It's just like that it's causing all of this.
Exactly. It's crazy. Yeah, man. Yeah, like he definitely had a lot of areas to, evolve. Like, yo, evolve the content because, the negative is getting the shine. Like, yo, I would be concerned as a content creator if, like, the negative is only getting the shine. Like, yo, like, damn, this is crazy. Just the negative. Like, yo, I'm so many other gems, the positive gems. I got 1,000 to 1 to negative. Like, all right. Let me just keep pushing the
Listen,
negative out to get my views. Like, that's the mental he was in. Like, yo, I'm getting attention off the negative. Cool. Because before he was talking about, he was talking, he was taking calls from women. He it was for the men. Like his content was for the men first, and it was
mhm.
like he was at 80,000. Now he's at 1 million. Like, yo, let me switch it. Like, oh shoot, I got a buzz now. So he just ran with the buzz. He didn't care about the message he was giving out, like I said, the negative. He just ran with the crowd, the buzz. So, oh shoot, bet. He
You
just ran with it.
and
He
you
ran with
just
it.
said something. You just said something that I've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, especially I've seen it in our people more because obviously I want to follow more our people than anything, right? I've
Mm-hmm.
said this before, right? Especially starting my spiritual journey and stuff. I've seen mostly melanated men be on these platforms. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't see a lot of women who are spiritual. It was mostly the men. And I'm like, obviously that's a good thing. Like, you know what I mean? It's always positive. Obviously, you want to see growth, progression, development. And but what I also seen was when I first met them or seen them in whatever light they were super intentful. You knew their whys was so clear. Like why, like their why, like WHY, like their reasons for doing what they're doing was so touching because it was for the unity, the coming together, the
Yep.
building, the healing. But you know what happens? Somewhere along the way, it becomes about the views. Somewhere around the way, it becomes about the commas. And
Yeah.
then you totally lose sight of what your whys were, what were
Yep.
your intent were, your reasons for wanting to do this in the first place. Now it's about clout. Now it's
Yep.
about how much money I can get from you. You're extorting the people
Yep.
that you were supposed to help build and heal and unify. That's my problem. And that's
Exactly.
why I'd be like, this shit is so delicate and dangerous.
False prophets.
Because
So many out there. Yeah.
it's so easy for you to revert back to this 3D matrix ways. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To this box, this portal, this energy harvesting place where like, oh now it's about, oh I'm getting this much views, oh I'm getting this much clout, I'm making this amount of money. Oh, let me make more. Oh, yesterday's price is not today's price. We upping it. And it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
whoa, I thought we was here to build. It's really,
Yeah.
really sad
It's a quote.
because,
It's a quote like, God gives us talent, the devil make us famous. You know what I'm saying?
bro,
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Salute to
it's
Wale.
very, and it's, like I said, it's very delicate. It's like a slippery slope where you're always going to be tested.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it about this material shit that got you pressed, or is it still about the spirit, the soul, the multidimensional, the limitless of us?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not able to keep up, you will get lost in the sauce again, and you right back where the fuck you started from, thinking that you're doing something because now you get in the material output.
Yep.
But is it matching the soulful output that you wanted to receive in the first place? Because it is so, it'd be so sad to me. Like I'd be like, damn, when I first met this person, I first started following, they were about health. Health is wealth, you know, intellectual property. This is the most important property. Then it become about oh, money this, crypto this. Bro, none of that shit fucking matters if we still can't even come together.
Oh yeah,
What are you talking about?
time is the most valuable currency. Energy, that's the like, time and energy, and like that's the most valuable. But we live in a society where they try to mess up the values and try to manipulate. Like, nah, you should care about money. You should care. Like, nah, man, time and energy. But
But
they say,
boom, you just said something though. Value. Who puts the
mm,
value on things?
exactly.
We do.
You do. Yeah.
We are the
Yeah.
currency, and we put
Mm,
value into things. We,
exactly.
but we now, but you see where the fucked up thing is.
Mm-hmm.
We put value into things, not people.
Mm, not
That's the
people.
discretion. Like you need to make those details matter because y'all really think this matter. The only matter that matters is us.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
Y'all getting lost in the material matter,
It's a
the
soulless, man.
bullshit that could be easily taken from you in an instant.
Yeah, a car going, 10 years, a car going, TV, all my TV out. But these things don't matter. They don't last as long as the soul. Like, so why we
Do
putting
you
all this
know how
energy?
much maintenance that fucking even takes?
Oh
Y'all
yeah,
put y'all do maintenance on your car. Y'all
mm-hmm.
gotta do maintenance in the house.
Not on
Y'all
your
gotta do
soul.
all these maintenances, but where's your maintenance? Where's your spiritual maintenance? That should be
Exactly.
your
Don't meditate
priority.
nothing. Exactly. He's like, what's meditation? Like, all right, man, you about 35. You should learn about this. You know what I'm saying? Little
Like, are you
things.
stressed? Are you
Mm-hmm.
worried all the time? Are you constantly thinking about bullshit, bills to be paid? Bro, stress will fucking kill you, bro. That's because
Oh,
you
yeah.
haven't done the spiritual maintenance.
Exactly. Yep. People don't want that maintenance. People don't want to do the
So
work. Yeah.
so it's like y'all put so much energy into shit that's out here. Where's the energy that's going back in here? Is your cup half full? Is it full?
Mm-hmm.
Is it overflowing? Know the difference. You're so
Exactly.
out of touch with yourself.
Yeah. Tree hugging, grounding. People don't like the little things. That's just little things like tree hugging, grounding, just hugging somebody. That
Going
that could
outside.
boost up your energy. You
Going
know.
outside. Go for a fucking walk.
Exactly. Sun is bay, not the sun should be the first bay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
man.
and you know it's so interesting. I was outside the other day, late, right? With a friend. And then, funny enough, all you see is like white people walking their dogs at like 10 o'clock at night. I'm
Yeah.
just like, how come I never see melanated people doing this? I'm like, do you know how serene that must be? Nighttime, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so less cars, less noise, less
Yep.
distraction. I'm like even on hikes and shit. Why is it that why y'all need to be looking because they get it. That's why you don't even understand. You need to love thy neighbor, no matter what color they are, because they
Love thy
know
neighbor.
something that you don't. They operate in their culture.
Oh
So
yeah,
they
most of
have a
these
certain peace of mind that you don't even can even think about even
yeah,
entertainment
most of these
because
billionaires
you never
they be
enjoyed
riding
that.
the bus, you never know. Most of these billionaires they don't wear name brand. They don't care about this dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about this dumb shit. They live in life to evolve daily. If you're not evolving daily, you gotta really look in the mirror. It's like, yo, am I getting better? Am I getting better today? Will I get better tomorrow? Like, and will I get better next week? If you're not doing that, you're really not living the full life. Positive energy activates constant elevation. Peace. You're not living in peace. You know.
And just like finish this whole KS thing, it's just like as much energy as people gonna put into him, do y'all do the same thing with yourselves?
Yeah. Do you tap in with your mother like you tap in with Kevin Samuel?
Bro, and what's going on in his life and what he doing and what's not doing and da da da. Like y'all put so much energy into things that don't serve you. Real shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Yep.
and, and it's just like you already like what's it? Your body's already draining. You can't afford this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just to be honest, y'all really can't afford like pouring into these distractions, which
Yeah.
is the point of my becoming on here, because I need y'all to understand that. Shut up about celebration. Shut up about, bruh. Everybody has their own perspective of why things happen for it, but none of y'all would know because only his soul would know at the end of the day why it happened when it happened.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
my thoughts are, it still don't even matter at the end of the day. It really
Mm.
don't. So let's, again, like Shakira says, where focus goes, energy flow. Redirect that fucking energy, bro. That's what I'm
Exactly.
here for. It's not about him. It's about what can you learn from this experience? How can you better yourself? Especially if you're a healer, guider, and in this position, look at what could happen. You need to be intentional. You need to know where the source of whatever you're putting out is coming from. Because it needs to be from the heart. And if it's not, you're going to probably get taken out. I'm just saying.
Exactly. Exactly. It's a lot of heartless individuals that get exposed, man. Definitely, man.
You probably going to end up taken out. Like, for real. So it's just like, let it go. Let the man rest in whatever spirit, peace, whatever y'all want to say. Let him be. Because, like, I really don't even care. I really
Yeah.
don't. Because I don't even know the man. Like, not even personally.
To care that, yeah,
So,
the care is giving so much energy. Like to care about something, like you giving energy to some, like why? Why are you doing it? Exactly.
and this is why
It's
I don't
because
even
they
like name
operate from a
dropping.
lot mindset. They operate from a lot mindset. And the thing is like the people that have a problem with his delivery is who he really talking to. Like you won't be feeling some type of way if it didn't relate to you. Like for me, I didn't really like I always say, I always gotta remember it's not about the messenger, it's about the message, right? Sometimes he would go a little bit overboard, but that is his platform. And that's why I always tell people you subscribe to the channel. So if you subscribe to his channel, don't come with your feelings because you're coming to be
Like,
entertained.
they
So
don't
if he
even
say
get it.
yeah, and
You
most of the
follow
time, the
block.
women that come on and talking to him, they usually got some type of attitude and rolling them eyes and doing the most. Like, I don't care if people like get offended by what I say, but I speak the truth and the facts from what I see. You come in with some type of attitude and he'd be like, don't talk over me or whatever. Respect is
Yeah.
due. Like, if you respect me, I'm going to respect you too. And not every sister that came on, he like bashed them because I saw positive conversations that he had before, but it's like people like they just see the negative. Like honestly, he touched on so many things that people didn't have the guts to speak about. People
Yeah.
I find
Exactly.
in our community, we like to sugarcoat things a lot. We like to say like we want to be stepping easy and lightly, being afraid of being canceled. Nobody can cancel me, so I can speak from my truth regardless. It's either you resonate with it or not. What's the big deal? Let the man rest in peace.
That's what
Yeah,
I was
man.
saying. I'm like, y'all was the one who was tuning in at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gave him this energy at the end of the day. But my thing is, what was my biggest point is, like, you see people that are saying, like, for me, I was one of the people, I'm like, oh, this was divine feminine energy. Because at the end of the day, if you're not operating from a place of love, coming from whatever platform you're coming from, you're going to have repercussions. Like I said, with great power and influence comes great responsibility. So
Yeah.
deal with that delicately, right? And so at the end of the day, I'm like, people be like, oh, y'all bashing him, but then not bashing the rappers. I'm like, this is what I mean. I don't pick and choose. They all in the same shit with me. Like, if I don't like something, I'm never gonna tune in just for me to have something to talk shit
It's true.
or bad about you. For what? I
Yep.
don't need it.
Yep.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
then now the man is dead and y'all still giving him hella energy. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said
Right.
like that's where it always goes, and it's like you got some issues if you're like here trying to argue with somebody that dead. You got some serious work to go and do. You should go and
Yeah,
look
you
in the
talking to
mirror
a
and
wall.
check yourself.
Something ain't got no post. You talking to a wall. What are you doing? You
But
looking
I feel
crazy.
like some of them sad because they don't got no more content because he was their
Bruh.
content.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is what I'm saying. What
Like
are
I didn't
we?
get to call in. It's like, yo, all right, you didn't get to call in. It's like,
But
Right?
this is what I mean. Like, but what is the mission? What is the goal? What can we learn from this thing that we're doing. Instead of giving it so much negative energy, let's use this to shift our mindset, how we look at people. Because like I said, anytime that he went for a low blow trying to, match energy or did it, I'm like, it was coming from a place of lack at the end of the day. Yeah. It's really just that simple. That's why I said, like, I don't know what he was going through. I don't know what, like, you know what I mean? Who was around him to help, who not speak to him. Like, I mean, that's why I need people to hold me accountable. Because there's sometimes I know I'm not going to be able to see myself. And you just end up being, like, really emotional and just, like, projecting. And it's just, like, when you're on this, especially if it's, like, your job, if you made it your mission to be this helper, this guider, this healer, you have to be correct. You have to, like, again, the spiritual maintenance, you guys have to do that because, trust me, everybody's watching. That's one thing.
But with that being said, that might be him doing his word. That was the way he had to deliver it, to kind of stroke some nerves. Who knows, right? At any day, I always say, to me, it used to seem like he's showing that as his true self. So how can I get offended by somebody that's showing that as their true self?
Yeah. Sometimes, and like the truth, sometimes, like you said, people don't like the truth. The truth ain't really
the truth
pretty.
Hurts, but you gotta hear it.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta hear it, and most people and I tried to, the cookie cutter method of delivering the truth. That never really hits.
No, it don't get true to them.
Never hit.
No,
it don't challenge. It don't challenge anybody to grow. Like if you don't challenge nobody, they won't grow. Like you gotta keep pushing people. You know what I'm saying? Like in basketball, you don't challenge someone to go to practice every day. You don't challenge it. You're never gonna grow as a basketball. Your shot will never get there. It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. He said giving birth was nothing special, but this is what I'm saying. I know there's gonna be times like not everything I say is gonna sound like politically correct or in line with who the fuck I am. For the most part, it is, but it depends on where your vibration is. Right? It depends on where your vibration is. Like, you know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure there's time, like, that's why I say, when he says certain things, either misinformation, misguided, operating from a place of lack. It's really
simple. Human. He's a human being.
Exactly.
Which is going to have different things. Nobody's perfect out here. There are certain things that I'm going to look at personally like, okay, you said some real shit there, but then some shit's like, that don't resonate. And not everything somebody says it's supposed to resonate with you. That's not how life works at the end of the day. So it's just like, take what you need, take the good shit, and then throw all the other shit that you don't need or use away. It is very simple. But don't just continue. Like, I would never just continue to tune in to somebody who I know might very well just talk shit. I'm just not gonna tune in, or as soon as you do start talking shit, I sign off. Y'all don't even understand how much power you guys have, and the power that you guys give away. By the way,
some people want to be right versus being correct, man. And that's ego. People want
to. It's an ego. Man. The ego gets people like in that sense all the time because it's like obviously you could tell he was usually coming from his ego, and it's okay. That's what he's showing it as. Didn't he not have healing to do? He had healing to do as well. But that's not what he coming on. He coming on portraying his content and his version. What he had to do on the background was on his own prerogative. But you don't go, okay, check it. Like Oprah show. She had her show, right? But she still was going to do what she had to do with on the background. We don't know. Everybody played their part. The world is the stage. Everything is the stage. These people be acting all the time. So that's why I always tell people, don't think things so personal. If it doesn't resonate with you, you don't have to tune into it. It is as simple as, okay, deuces, you're not for me. You're not the messenger for me. I don't like your tone. I don't like your delivery. So I'm just going to exclude myself. I'm going to take myself out of this, equation. And I'll find somebody that's going to speak to me, in a better delivery, in a better tone that, kind of resonate with me a little bit more. It's as simple as that. We create these arguments and all these things for no apparent reason. This division for no apparent reason is always majority of the time in the Black community, unfortunately, because we come from a place of lack. It was like the problems that we have is from the moms. He probably had mama issues. That's why he be like that to women.
Yeah, single mother. He was raised by a single mother.
Exactly. So it's like,
divorce.
right?
So
So
Oh
that's
it's
yeah,
a
what
lot
we.
she
to
married.
unpack
She
there.
felt married. She felt
That's
married.
why I said like there's a lot to unpack. Like when I see somebody speak, like again, that's why I'm saying y'all need to use your discernment to see where the source is coming from. You can tell when he was speaking from the heart. You know what I'm saying? And you can tell when he was speaking from the ego. You can tell when he was speaking from a place of just lack.
Yeah,
Use your discernment.
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, we are not our mistakes. So regardless of how he portrayed himself, when he had those low vibrational moments, that doesn't make him who he is. Those little moments, those little snippets that you guys get to see, that does not make a person or
he's
define them
not
for who
toxic
they
too.
are to be.
Exactly. It's not toxic too. It's just a man being a man. It's a man on his lowest day. He's just having a bad day. Oh, that's who he is. That's who he is
exactly.
all the time. Like, nah, it's not really. I just had a bad day. It's like we're not
Yeah, and
allowed to
we
have bad
all had a
days.
bad day. We all tell somebody
Exactly.
where the fuck to get off sometimes, you know, and then after you be like, shit, I shouldn't to be like that way. Maybe it was a little bit more me. But sometimes our ego is not gonna say sorry or whatever because we just feel like, fuck no, whatever I said, what I said, whatever, whatever. You take it, you know. We
Yeah,
all you can't tell me that all of us didn't at some point in our life was in that space because you know what, we're spiritual beings having a human experience, so sometimes we're going to be on a low vibration negative feeling, and then other times we're going to go back high and positive. It's duality.
exactly.
Yes. And to add to that, we need to remember that we're all reflections.
Yep.
Okay?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So with that being said, no matter how you feel about him, how you feel about him at the end of the day is a representation of how you feel about yourself.
Yes, it always goes back to you. It's something
Mhm.
like what I always say, you point one finger, how many is pointing back at you?
Right. 4 or 5.
Exactly. So look at yourself in the mirror, you know, like don't judge no one unless you're ready to judge yourself. Are you ready to put yourself on the chopping block and the
The same
board
way. Are
the
you
same
ready
way?
to imagine if we, and that's the thing.
The ego take everything personal.
Oh, my bad,
Peace,
family.
brother.
I'm in the bathroom right now. Hold on.
Okay. You're gonna have to mute yourself. Okay. Oh, I was
My
about to
bad,
mute that
y'all.
out right quick. I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
But
The ego take everything personal. You know, somebody could be telling you the truth, but if you wasn't in the space to hear it, like yo, like you gonna spaz out. You gonna spaz out
exactly.
every time.
Imagine, right? I think people need to understand and understand too that like he didn't have to come online and try to help people at the end of the day. There's
Exactly.
some things like every time we come on live, like me and Shakira, like I can only speak for us because I don't really know y'all like that. But every time we come on, like we're putting ourselves out there at the end of the
So
day. We're sharing a part, like we're sharing, that's what it is. We're sharing a part of us with you. So you're gonna see the good, the bad. There's no mask here with me. Like at the end of the day, I don't cook. I'm just like Kevin Samuels to the point where I don't cook, I don't sugarcoat shit neither. Now,
No,
am
we
I gonna
always say
handle
don't
it the
come with your
same way?
feelings.
Am I gonna handle it
yeah,
the same way?
yeah.
No, absolutely not. I know myself way too well to get out of
Uh,
character or for somebody to like make me demean them or be low vibrational. Or I'll just exit off at the end of the day because I could remove you. I know what my powers are. I don't act or pretend like I can't just be like, okay, I'm done with you. Next question, da, 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 which I actually seen him do
I
too,
left it
as
early.
well. Like you know what I mean? But
yeah,
imagine
Let me
if
do this,
you
girl.
had great intent coming on, trying to be helpful, and then you get like negative shit in return. But I'm just like, but you also need to. I'm gonna always look at myself and other people too. I know that I'm putting myself out there. You gotta be like, I'm open myself for anything that comes through here at the end of the day. And are you ready for that?
oh
Yeah.
yeah. Sometimes I wake up to like 10 to 15 messages. Like yo, let me turn my phone off real quick. But yeah, like one of my favorite well, there's a record called "Pick Up Your Feelings." You know, Jasmine Sullivan. Sometimes we gotta pick up our feelings. Just try to listen to the truth. Like don't get our feelings involved with someone trying to, you know, challenge us. Like yo, it's not gonna. You're not gonna listen to the message. You're not gonna listen to comprehend. It's gonna get fuzzy. Like yo, I didn't even say that. Okay, why are you crying? Wait, what a minute. Wait, what? It's like
Yeah.
yeah, man, it's gonna get
But
crazy.
it's
Yeah.
so true because you know what? Today, like I was listening to the head healer and stuff, right? And this one guy came out and he was just voicing his opinion. And what he said like really hit home because it was the truth. Because he was saying like, you know what? Some women have a hard time because of the guy's tone. And when I look at it in my relationship with my partner, ain't necessarily what Rico is saying. It's just Rico's tone because Rico, like, you know, we both grow in the hood, you know, gangster. Rico is still, although Rico has his job and doing his thing, the gangster is still in him. So sometimes when he talking, I
Like,
feel
who you talking to?
you talking to, you know, like in my head, and then it's like I just start reacting. But when I calm down, I was like, Shakira, you know, you just don't like Rico's tone. It's just the way how he started, like so street and so like, you know, like, but he had directing it to you, but that's just how he is. And I was like, shit, because even when he came in, when I was saying, I was like, it's true. I was like, you know what, Ree, honestly, is beautiful. And he was like, I know. He's like, and we had this conversation. He was like, people, the truth is just her, and just, you know, he was saying whatever he's saying. But like the main fact that I could just call out my truth and call it like it is, it's like where our relationship work. We're complete opposite, and this is what going on 16 years now that we've been together, you know, with our daughter and all this stuff. But if you really want to be in a relationship, you will make it work. You know, like the slightest little thing is like, oh, I'm gone, I'm do this, I'll do this, I'll do whatever. No, it's like you gotta communicate. Communication has been our hardest thing for the longest. Well, everything else is good, but the communication, you know, I was very masculine because my mom brought me up like this, my parents brought me up like this. But then I had to sit down and be like, okay, Shakira, you gotta tap into your femininity a little, because sometimes it could be intimidating to men, you know, like men already have so much burdens out there in the universe. Like everybody's against them. They don't want to come home and their wife, their partner against them too, bringing more shit to their plate. So that's why I always tell people, at the end of the day, you gotta be contented with yourself first before you go in a union. Because when people go on Kevin Samuel's thing and these women talking, they don't got nothing to show for what they want, but they want a man that making all these figures and doing all these things. But what are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the plate? Like, are you going to be caring to the man? Are you going to be doing these things? Well, I ain't his man. I ain't this thing. So what you want? You need to shower you in all these gifts, but you ain't doing nothing.
Exactly. Yeah, if I could add value, like like most men, we just want peace. Like just give us peace. If you're bringing peace to us, I don't care how brutal you are. I'm leaving. I'm looking at the front door. I'm looking at the front door. Cousin Bruce. I'm looking at the front door. I'm looking at the door. The window too, if I have to use that option. You know
it's true.
Simple. But also to add to what Shakira is saying, it's because like sound is a vibration. Like it is. And that's why I know like that's something that I know I can continue to always work on. Me personally. Is your tone. Right? Because that's what we tune in on. It's just it's a sound mind. We listen more to tone than we actually listen to the fucking word. We hear the tone first. Yes. It's the tone first and then words later. So your first reaction is to the tone, to the sound. Yeah. And then you have to, so you're like, but that's how you need to know like your triggers.
Yeah. My trigger, I know what my trigger was because Rico is so much like my mom, you know, and that was healing that I had to do with my mom because my mom tone, her delivery, you know, how she used to talk to me. And Rico, my mom, they get along because they always say, you know, you attract the partner that is like the one that with a parent that you never really get along with. That's the type of the partner that you attract, right? So it made me like really had to deal with myself, and it allowed me to heal my relationship with my mom and realize like, you know what, my mom did the best that she know how to. Why am I blaming my mom? You know, this is, and because I started to do that, is how me and Rico's like communication part started to get a little bit better. Is it perfect? Fuck no. You know, but it's like a process. We work on it day to day, you know, because my tone too offends him. How I talk to him sometimes offends him too. So we don't even have the conversation. We just act like it don't exist.
I'm gonna need you to mute.
My bad, family. No, I'm just waiting so I can hop in because I got something. I wanted to share something. No, okay. Yeah, because I was talking to my wifey's nephew the other day. We was, all three of us, we was having a conversation, and he was saying and we was having a back and forth, and I should have hit him with that from the get, because him as an individual, he's a pretty smart dude, real smart dude. He's about, I think he's 20 or 19 or 20, but so he has a girlfriend that is basically using their child to control and neglect them and everything. So he's had some tough experiences, you know what I'm saying, trying to like, find who's his soulmate and everything. So his main basis point of arguing was women argue all the time. Women complain too much about all the time. And then after me and him had the whole back and forth go back and forth, I'm trying to let him know like, yo, listen, this and that, da da da. I didn't even think about it in my mind to even mention to him to just hit him with that and not even try to argue with him, is the fact that, boy, you will never understand the pain it took for your mother to bring your ass here. And what my wifey told me was this. She told me she already knew what he was going to say as a response, but it's just that poison that's been installed in a lot of us. Even when we, get a certain amount of knowledge, we're still kind of lost. We still got to find our way. We still got to be better. We still got to strive to be better, because we will never be just our mistakes, like one of you guys just said earlier. So he said literally, women complain too much. Women argue too much. I'm trying to, get him to see everything, tracing it back to why we struggle sometimes, and everything that we've been put through since day one, with our family, everything our family went through. And why is I'm trying to like go around but I should have just hit him with that. Is that, boy, you would never understand that pain it took, the birth for a mother, the stress marks that y'all carry after y'all give us birth. You feel me? Like, that's just basic number one. It's just like, do you even have that respect for not just for your mother, but for yourself, to understand that pain? You know what I mean? But it's like, man, it's like I just wanted to smack him across the head, but he's my wifey's nephew. I can't do that. I can't use my chaos energy on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That shit, it's just like, damn, bro.
It's irritating, but some of them is because of a lot mindset. Go, Cass.
It's not only also a lack, but empathy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Most men, we don't.
But it's from both parties. It's always gonna be from both parties. You get what I'm saying? Because we're always in such a me mode. What's happening to me? What's going on with me? Me. But forgetting that me is the reflection of we. Okay? And we need to, and it's just like, I seen something like in one of the groups, they were like, oh, who has it worse? Who has who's struggling, or who has it worse? Is it women? Is it men? Is it children? Is it animals? And I'm just like,
both.
Stop comparing.
Exactly.
To be like, because it will never be the same. Yeah, the woman, the struggle that I go through will never replicate for you as a man.
We both go through struggles and
you as a man go through will never be the same struggle. The struggle that children go through, because they're so vulnerable, don't have so much power, will never be the same as the parents. Animals, this shit that they gotta go through with us will never be the same struggle. So stop comparing.
Yeah. I've seen a post.
Be supportive.
Yeah.
Empathize.
You gotta have compassion. Like what we said, like this where we supposed to be going now in this realm, and that's what Cass is. It's all about compassion, love. Those are like the main two, having compassion and love for one another. There's not enough, especially in our communities. It's not enough, because you know what, especially for men, it's sad, unfortunately, but you guys always had to hear man up. You guys had to mask your feelings a lot. You guys couldn't cry, because then you'd be like, oh, you soft, you so weak. So like mothers have to do better. Yeah, mothers have to do better.
Black woman mindset. Empathize. I'm sorry. It's like we both went through this shit. Like, what are you talking about? We both went through this shit. Because the same way a man couldn't be a man, the same thing a woman couldn't be a woman.
Exactly.
It's the same.
That's what I say. Like,
you know what's crazy too, Goddess? Not to cut y'all off, Goddess, right? Not to cut you off. I'm sorry, but it's like I literally tried to tell this dude, like, yo, so you believe all of this other scientifical shit that they gave you to believe in, but you ain't gonna believe in yourself with me telling you that you a God. You feel me? That you
Okay.
powerful, that you a luminous, that you just think like, oh, he got the whole, basically he got the whole brainiac mentality where it's like it's lost science, not even the real science. It's just
He's
the
a
fake science
logical
that they put
thinker.
out there.
He's a
He's
lefty.
probably a
Exactly.
logical
But he's
thinker.
smart.
Left.
He's very
Right,
smart,
right.
very
Yes, he's
intelligent.
very
You know what I
intelligent.
mean? Like, but it's like, bro, you're still